The wise man says to be cautious of the old soldier, for it is either unfathomable luck or indomitable skill that keeps him fighting. And Ramparte is ancient. Even a mighty empire at the apex of its glory has those that would see walls crumble and cities razed to rubble. To Ramparte and his fellow guardians, existence itself was a battlefield. Life had no other purpose than to protect the homeland that had created him, and to defend the walls of a city he had never seen the inside of. A mountain of metal and might, Ramparte would stand tall before the soldiers tasked with defending the city or meeting the enemy in far-off fields. Without fail, he would lead the charge and break the ranks of his foes, watching as their war machines were torn asunder, and the banner of his empire flew high and proud over the field. But no soldier can fight forever. The war raged on for far longer than anyone had anticipated, and Ramparte soon began to feel the wear of time upon his body. Armor became dented and rusted while his body slowed. As he tallied his victories and his repertoire of stories grew, he found that he could not swing his tower of a sword with the same speed and strength. Blows he should have avoided would land, and the doubts that plagued his mind became harder to suppress. He remembers his last battle well. The enemy had pushed them back to their very doorstep as the empire he had spent his lifetime serving grew weaker with every passing day. The only sight that would have been worse than the banners of the enemy marching closer to the hallowed walls would be them hanging over the battlements of his conquered home. Ramparte watched as a sea of soldiers threatened to break down the barriers of the crown city. Towering cannons that seemed to be carved from blocks of solid marble towered in the distance. Beams of bright light fired from across the field and shattered against the mountainous walls. Ramparte, sword raised and boots leaving craters in the mud behind him, bellowed a mighty cry and pressed his troops forward. The battle began like many, but Ramparte would not see it concluded. As he led the assault against hostile ranks, a marble tower hummed to life. A beam of white-hot energy connected to Ramparte's chest plate, his heart overheating. He was tossed back like a toy struck down by a child. He reached for his chest, feeling his strength wane as his senses quickly faded to nothing. He experienced only brief flashes of the world around him as he struggled to come to. The battle around him, the sound of stone falling, metal clashing, war machines battering the barrier keeping the city safe. His was not a time of rest but fear, unease, and the shame of having finally been bested by a cowardly cannon.